White people often use their veganism to mask their racism and white supremacy. Really?
Do you do that? Are you masking your racism?
I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm just like, I feel like I'm better than everybody else, and therefore I demand they be kind to animals.
When you gave me this fruit, it was really white supremacist of you, like saying that you could provide and I couldn't.
Yeah, exactly. There's also an inherent racism in portraying certain ethnicities as particularly cruel towards other animals, or certain countries as undeveloped in terms of compassion towards them. Well, I think that's like saying like when certain other countries have worse practices for animals.
That's just an evaluation of their laws.
Yeah, that's an evaluation of their laws. Yeah,
like if Asia has lower standards of animal welfare, which they provably do, that's something we could look at from their lack of animal welfare laws. You could say this is a country that has lower standards for animals. That's not racist. That's a statement.
Actually, you know, it's funny, but like I actually incorporate both of them by saying, if you look at countries and how they treat humans and what their human rights are, you usually find that they match with like animal rights. So if you have a country that's really high, that has lots of human rights, you'll find that they have a lot more animal rights. And then the countries that have lower human rights have even lower animal rights.
Yeah, absolutely. People just need to stop attacking Western culture and Western values so much, because we're the ones fighting for things like democracy and secularism and animal rights.
It's so hard to read. Some white vegans even go as far as visiting other countries to push their activism practices on local activists, rather than encouraging and supporting the local activist communities according to their needs.
This is vague garbage. What do they even mean by that? Who are these activists going and being like, you have to do this style of activism?
I think that's more down to like each individual person.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand that statement. Who do you mean? Where? Like, what is the example?
Everybody, like, if activists come together, then they should all have their own opinion equally. So, regardless of whether they come from that country or not.
Yeah.
I didn't understand.
And it's just singling out white people. They're saying some white vegans even go so far. So
yeah, white vegans. It's like
if I push my views there, I'd be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's weird because it's like in US and Australia are both multicultural, and like England are very multicultural countries. There's like so many different races living in the one country.
Yeah.
So it's really weird when they say like white, and you're like, but we all grew up like all different races and stuff and all mixed together.
They're just making race so relevant when it's never been more irrelevant.
Yeah, I know. Dear white vegans, black people are saving veganism. You're welcome. Okay.
It reminds me when someone said black women were like the backbone of democracy or something. When Joe Biden was giving a speech and someone said that. It's like, are they really? Like, black women do a lot of amazing things, but are they really the backbone of democracy? Like, I don't think so.
I don't know much about politics.
Similar to here.
Yeah, but I don't understand, like, so black people are helping veganism as well. Yeah, that's good. Like,
saving veganism.
Saving it.
Is there evidence for that? What do they mean? Is there a higher demographic of people that are black and vegan? Are there more vegan activists, more prominent vegan activists who are black? All these things, they just give really vague kind of general statements.
I think the only way that, like, black people are saving veganism is, like, by kind of showing that it's not just a white thing. I think that's the only thing that I can see, because some people are just like, oh, it's a white privilege thing. And then you're like, well, there's like all these black people like badass vegan and...
Yeah.
What's the other ones? There's so many. I follow so many on Instagram.
I don't know, like the people
And they're like got a lot of followers. They're really loved and they're really good animal rights activists. So...
But you could say that for any race. It's not
No, I mean like...
And like, come on, the leading ethical animal rights activists are all white.
I know.
Like,
but what I mean is like...
stars, but when it comes to people actually talking about ethics, they're mostly white.
Yeah. Plant-based is political. Well, to be honest, everything is political then in that case, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Isn't everything like political?
Historically, plant-based eating is an integral part of many Black cultures and societies. Black vegans are demanding the world take note of Black and African cultures and traditions across the world that have been plant-based before European colonialism and sustained their societies. They also highlight forms of veganism and conscientious consumption of as a part of Black people's lived experience, I hate that word, in the Western Hemisphere, particularly during repressive eras of chattel slavery, colonialism, segregation, in protest of white supremacy and capitalism. You can find any country that has a lot of plant-based eating, like Asia, you know, it's not just exclusive to Black people. So if that's the argument that historically they have plant-based culture, we can find that in Asia and the Middle East and Africa. I don't know why it's special to Black people.
Yeah, I don't really see how it's like I'm not really understanding like what the point of a lot of this stuff is.
We all know the point.
I guess it's because I disagree, so then that's even harder to try and understand it from their perspective. In societies currently dominated by Western capitalistic norms, the number of Black people identifying as plant-based eaters is increasing exponentially. This means white-centered veganism mainstream exposure via social media to Black traditional, innovative and creative takes on plant-based food preparation and types of food eating. Oh my god. Is this like if I make, because like, oh yeah, this one I kind of found a little bit offensive. Not this one, but like another post that was this argument. And it was saying like let's just say like, because I have a cooking show on my other channel, Slightly Crazy Vegan. And if you were to go to I have like curries and stuff that I make. And obviously that comes from mostly India. I think this one came from India, this recipe. Then it's somehow I've like, what was it? I've white-centered it. Like, because I'm a white person and I've made like videos for vegan food that happen to come originally from India and other cultures, I'm like, so I'm oppressing the other cultures type of thing.
So that falls under the ridiculous idea of cultural appropriation.
Yeah, that's it. Apparently I'm appropriating, I don't know, I just like to...
No, I think the whole idea of cultural appropriation is just absurd. Like, we've always borrowed from other cultures have borrowed from us. It's not suddenly a crime to cook spaghetti and you're appropriating being Italian, you know, like... Yeah! No one says that.
Yeah, we're not appropriating being Italian. I love Italian food, actually. It used to be my favourite, like, foods and stuff was Italian.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
But I'm moving away from pasta.
Oh, really?
It just doesn't like my body.
Oh my god, I love pasta.
No, I mean, yeah, I love it, but like, I don't think pasta loves me.
Really? It's a shame.
Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but I just feel like I put on weight when I eat pasta.
Really?
Maybe it's just a mindset thing.
Pasta, red wine, music.
You're appropriate.
Oh my god, no. I'm Italian now.
But that's like saying, okay, you wouldn't say like to you, or if you have a cooking show, you can only do Asian food. And like otherwise, if you do any other food, you're appropriating. Where like with me, it's like, oh, you can only do like white food or something. Yeah, that sucks because Australians don't really have much like traditional food.
No, they don't.
Like white Australians.
There's like shrimp on the barbie or something.
Which like, we don't even say shrimp on the barbie.
I have no idea. Don't we? Oh yeah, no we don't, yeah. We don't.
I was about to kill her.
I don't have any barbecues anymore.
We don't even call it shrimp for... Yeah. We don't call it shrimp, we call it prawns. And most of the time we don't cook prawns on the barbecue, we get it pre-cooked and we just eat it raw with like seafood sauce. Black vegans are using the intersectionality of Black cultural identities to
create dynamic and global conversations about plant-based eating for the future. That's great, but literally every other race is also doing that. It's not special to Black people. Although I'm grateful for any effort to animal rights,
yeah,
I think this overtly cringy focus on race is not helpful in the long term.
Black vegans recognize that veganism and other forms of conscientious eating are not just for the elite,
which we totally just debunked at the start of the video.
Vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians are in prisons and detention centers, live in public housing, are reliant on food stamps, are living in urban and rural food swamps and deserts, and live on islands and in countrysides affected by climate crisis. Yeah, I mean, I was actually talking to my friend Vegan King, who is an Indian guy and he lives in India, and he's actually really poor over there, but they don't have, like, he can get meat free very easily because obviously India, they have a lot of meat, but they make up for it in their dairy consumption. And he said, like, everything has dairy in it, and he has to make up his own plant-based milks. He has to make up like all the stuff. He doesn't get like vegan lollies and vegan chocolate and all that stuff that we get to enjoy here.
Yeah.
But he still feels like, well, no, because I'll still want to be vegan for the animal. But that's not a reason to stop. And he just feels like it should be made more convenient everywhere. And that's one of the things that vegans try to do, is that we try to make vegan products more available everywhere.
So basically, we covered a few things in this video, mostly to do with refuting the idea that veganism is a white privilege issue, and we challenge the notion that white privilege is the only privilege that exists. First and foremost, veganism is a moral philosophy that most people in Western countries are more than capable of adhering to.
Yeah, I would have to concur. Like, there's, it's just, I think that a lot of people use it just to fob off having to make any effort themselves. And a lot of people that I have heard that say, oh, it's just a white privilege thing, they're white privileged people. It's like, okay, so because it's like saying, well, I'm privileged to, like, oh, I donated to charity, and then saying, oh, well, you know, it's just a privileged thing to be able to donate to charity. Does that mean I shouldn't have donated to charity? Like, yeah.
I guess just one more thing I want to say is, like, this obsession on race and other social justice issues so much is, like, it's cringy and it's really irrational, and it's something that's pushed on minorities as well.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're a minority like myself and you don't think this way, somehow inside you're white, or you're not a real person of color.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's pushed on, and that is really the only type of racism I face in Australia, is that kind of racism where, because your skin is of a certain shade, you're meant to think a certain way.
Yeah.
So because I'm not, don't consider myself progressive or buy into these nonsensical movements and ideas, I'm not being loyal to, you know, the color of my skin or something like that. So the obsession with race, in my opinion, has to go. It's not good for animal rights, and we should just stick with the principle that veganism is a moral philosophy.
Yeah, for me, I feel because I'm like white, I just like to stay out of it. So I'm just like, yeah, okay, cool. But, you know, I just want to do my own thing. Me helping animals has nothing to do with me oppressing humans or anything like that. So I just think, like, no, I just want to do, like, my own thing and, like, be a good person and treat everyone with respect. And, like, I listen to other people's points of views, but I really feel like, I think a lot of people, like intersectionals and stuff, I think they talk in circles.
God, yeah.
Like, it's just like, okay, but what's your point of it? And then they just repeat the same thing, and then you're like, okay, but what are you trying to say? And then, and it's, and yeah, I really feel like it's basically just like a standstill, like, argument, where it's like, you're in the middle of the street and you're arguing, and it's just like, okay, can you just pull over the side of the road and, like, let everybody else go past, kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you want to go on to That Vegan Lawyer, check out some of her videos, subscribe to her, and also don't forget, if you want to see more of these videos, please like and subscribe. Put a comment in there of any kind, it just helps the algorithm. And also, outside of YouTube, we both have Instagram, I have a TikTok, and all my other socials will be linked in the description, so don't forget to go through there and follow us with everything. Alright, have a good day!